And then, yeah, our unique selling point is we chose this PET bottle for a reason. Because maubona ubonum dogo, like you'd be triggered. Good, okay, eating taste and then yeah, that's it. What I need from you guys, if there's someone of money, for my business to go to the next level, I need a food safety certificate. So if there's someone with money, help me with money, comrades, so that I can move to the next level. And I need premises for that. Thank you.
Can I start? Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Khawela. I'm all the way from Katlehong, and I'm owner of a product and a business called Morgan Dairy, established in 2020. And what we do is that we produce dairy products, one of them being the dairy blend, which I have for you today. The reason behind the starting of the business is that I lost my job during COVID, and I had to make a plan for my wife and my kid. The name Morgat is actually my son's name and yogurt combined together. So my son's name is Mohau and yogurt, and that's how Morgat came into about. We've been running for the past 2 years, and we are in the informal sectors, in the spaza shops, around 100 spaza shops at this point. And what we're looking for at this point is, just like the brother right here, we're looking for health and safety certification that requires funding, and we're looking for a much bigger space to be able to elevate and be able to reach a much bigger audience. Yeah, so that's Morgat in a nutshell. Thank you.
Good morning, guys. Tapelo Pari here, all the way from Kagiso. I'm the director of the House of Hustlers. We are dealing with marketing and advertising. So we actually saw the gap because, like many people, they struggle to move around and all that. So we do outsourcing for printing, we do outsourcing for embroidery, and we also do the photo shoot. So actually, what we do, whenever you have a product, we also do photo shoot for the product, so that at least it can be lookable, because like Facebook page is important, whereby you need to attract customers. And then the thing that we need at the moment, we need a big screen, because like we saw Black Market doesn't have a marketing screen whereby you can advertise the local products, which will be affordable for our people. So yeah, that's where we want to reach at the moment. So, and then you can find us on the House of Hustlers on Facebook page, and then, yeah, that's all.
My name is Tumelo. Okay, so I'm Tumelo from Tsakane, and here I'm not holding. I won't say I'm the brand owner, but I'm the father of this child, and my child is we cool, and my child is 2 months old now. Then I'm growing this child, and this is my. I'm talented on drawing, so I drew this person when I was on last year. So like I decided to do something with it. Then I put it in the cap. So I saw that this is beautiful. Then so I started giving it the name. So the name is We Cool. And when I gave this child the name, I saw that I'm cool with this thing. So like I need a stage to the world see this child, and that's it.
Thank you. Thanks. Like, is it a real baby or the business is the baby? Because I can show this kid is cool. I'm cool. Okay, fantastic. Thanks, Dumza. So you need the stage. All right, Bandile.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bandile Fihla. I am a second generation of ES Plate, the product that I'm carrying. The product was started by my mother in 1998. She wanted to solve a problem of not having money and also to address the issue of colic to children. I happened to reconnect with the product. I'm working for the City of Johannesburg Public Clinic, and I realized that there is a need for this product because most of the parents or the baby moms that are coming to the clinic for colic problems, they came out without any assistance because really there's no medication in the public clinics for colic. So I realized that there's a gap that I can fill. I started last year, October, I started to go back to the drawing board, take the product, and then currently we are delivering more than 120 bottles per month. And what are we looking for from anyone who can assist? We're looking for the funding for product testing and also for the branding of this product. We currently did the quotation. It's costing about 14,000 with the SAPS. You can also connect us on Facebook. Here's Ale Plate.
Bandile, thank you so much. Yes, Tabo. But already, this is the lovely thing. Labona, ke. So there's two guys this side products. Their products are branded. Yeah, now Shotaga branding. They connect and see how they can assist each other. Maybe connect you. Or so this is what that's why we come together to help each other, right? Fantastic. Tabo?
3, 2, 1. Okay, my name is Tabo. I'm from a company called Katoras Outdoor Adventure Club. We have a division under Katoras Outdoor Adventure Club whereby it's called Mzansi Flea Markets. So Mzansi Flea Markets is a platform for small businesses to come and exhibit their businesses within the market. I've applied for a lease at Boksburg Civic Center to be able to get land and do a very huge flea market for small businesses. Now, what we need as a business is facilities for flea markets, such as your gazebos, your tables, and so forth, and branding. We started our flea markets here at Anka's Kitchen. By the back there, she offered us the land to utilize, and we got stopped by COVID-19. So far, when I checked, the funding that you need is 50,000 to be able to buy the products. And the stall charges only 150 per day. So there's a lot within the idea, but I can't present it now until further. Thank you.
Thank you. Tabo, next. I'll hold these for you. There's two more. But I've got two hands. All right.
Thank you. Good morning, the billionaires. Le Natural Me, the luxurious range of scalp and hair care product containing natural blends of organic oils. A perfect solution for ethnic hair. Our goal is to bring back natural beauty and make it fashionable. We also aim to empower young black entrepreneurs where they can venture as distributors, natural meat distributors in a well-established business. So we started in 2018 with hair butter, Epeto Putipa. And then that product gave birth to these three. And then I did sampling for hair mask. What it does, it restores hairline, it cleans your scalp, softens your afro, it grows beard, it gives your hair better volume, it stops hair breakage. And then our derailer now is that I want to have this selling at your biggest market, but now the certificate. So I'm doing this campaign where I collect donations every day, I promote on streets, collecting donations, and then with this 50K that I'm asking for now, it's gonna help me that we do the testing, the stability testing, as well as the testing for efficacy if the product, yes, it does bring back your hairline, it cleans your scalp, it does no harm. So yeah, that's the natural me.
Thank you so much. Hey, when he said hairline, I saw a lot of people. It didn't speak to me. But there's a lady called Portia M. We had the privilege of hosting her. She came to tea to speak about what she does. As we know, all her products are clicks everywhere. So I know on her website there's something that you can apply for that she assists entrepreneurs to get products into retail. So Matoliska, to go onto the website Portia M and see if you can get information there. All right, she'll be able to assist you as well. Fantastic. All right, brother.
Good morning, beautiful people. My name is Lerato Gift Maseko. So I'm from the company called Notipoi Clothing Label. So it's clothes that fits all. So what I'm solving is that every time I go out, so I make sure that everyone must be on point. Meaning like close to when I say plug in, so you must plug in always, like connect to extension, like not per se like when every time doing like you must go out and face every problem you get, then be brave. Yeah, be brave of everything you're doing. So the reason why I started the business, it was 2015. So when I finished my matric, so I managed to approach the other guy. So she was drunk. So he said, I started the business. No, it was not plug-in. It started by saying, it's a plug-in. So that guy was drunk. So he said, it's a plug-in. So that when I started my business. Okay, then, okay, my story. What? Yo, that's my story. When I started my business. Yeah, so I feel like I'm scared too much. Yeah, so what do I need? What I need, I need equipment, support. Yeah, that's all.
All right, so it's useplakini. Usho ukuthi a part of your market abantu abaplakile. Yeah, angithi mase siplakile then ufaka ikepisi othi ngiseplakini. Okay, all right. It makes sense. The questions are also there. Thanks, my brother. 3 more, then we're done.
Sanibonani, good morning. Ikama uGugu, noma Gugu wakatwala, born and bred eFoslorasi. I am here as Uli Gugu Wellness, as a qualified certified personal trainer and having battled a mental illness for all my life, I guess. I realized Uguti, I took upon going to the gym. That's where I became an addict and officially qualified myself, or rather went to school and I got qualified. I got addicted to gym as an escape of taking amapilisi and not wanting to cage myself with my antidepressants. So I saw a gap, or rather narrow-minded people who think going to the gym is all about the muscle, having realized the biggest muscle that one can work on is actually your mental muscle. So bringing that notion now to EKASI most definitely as an alternative measure of, yes, you can take your meds, but there's actually a healthier way of working your mind at the same time working your muscles. What do I need to get to the next level would actually be infrastructure and equipment. That is it, actually. Thank you.
My testing one. Thank you so much.
Apsheni Minjani. I'm fine, thanks. My name is Mpo. I own an internet cafe. So what products am I offering? I'm offering services, access to information. Problem that I'm solving is unemployment. I help the youth to apply for jobs and companies to get scholarship and funding. What makes me different is I operate until late hours. So whenever you need me, you just call or knock. I'm ready to operate. What do I need is just equipment, then I'll make the money. Thank you so much.
you have time. Tell us how do people get hold of you? Details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stay in Foslaras Extension 31 at the back of Chris Honey. I do have a Facebook page, Avalina at Internet Cafe.
Fantastic. Thank you.
you.
Please give a round of applause. All right, we have our last picture.
Dumelang, my name is Mpo. I'm in the beauty industry. So basically, I run Mpo Artwork. What I do is basically I bring confidence back in women in terms of makeup application. And what I also do, I do photo shoots, I do videos, I do everything, and also lessons, parties as well, bridal showers. And also we do candles as well, but those are on the way. And what I basically need is that I need funding, because I want to run a mobile beauty company where, in a sense, that I would come to any situation wherever you are, and we could offer you any makeup application, whether it's lessons, whether it's whatever you would need. Basically, even men do need makeup too, guys. And so basically that's what I do. And also we do facials, massages, and nails as well. So I would need funding, and yeah, I need mentorship as well.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Please, can we give our pictures a round of applause? Let's show some love. Thank you so much. Don't go. I know for some of you, this was the first time ever standing in front of people and pitching your business. And it's not easy, but you did it. Yeah? It's not easy, but you did it. You overcame, yeah? So you can go onto the YouTube page, Facebook page, watch your pitch again, see where you can improve, see what you said, and see how you can get better. One last thing, we have a gentleman in the house who runs a business that funds businesses. And you would like to share briefly, just 2 minutes, a minute. Paul, a minute's enough. Please can we give Paul a round of applause?
Hi everyone, my name is Paul Agim. So I'm currently the chairperson of Neophyte Capital. We essentially 10 directors and we raised funds. We essentially want to invest in township businesses. So we're looking for small township businesses where we can invest, but for equity. We obviously want to grow the business and also grow our share within your company. So you can go to neophytecapital.co.za or Neophyte on Instagram. We're also on Facebook. Thank you very much.
All right, let's just fast, man.
Oh, okay.
Fast. What's the website?
Okay.
Just spell it. Like
www.neophyte.
Spell that.
NEOPHTE capital.co.za. So Neophyte Capital. You can also come and contact me after the session if you want to chat.
All right, thank you so much,
Thank
Paul.
you.
This is the guy with the money. We have to choose a winner. We're gonna call up our first speaker. We have to choose a winner. I love this. See, entrepreneurs are exchanging products. This is what it's about. Pictures, please look the other way. All right, so I'll point. You raise your hand if you think that this was the best pitch for today. Don't be personal. Please, for afterwards, not for now. All right, no, it's not personal. If you think this, based on the questions that are provided, you think this was the best. All right. Abathandazi. Askansipa man game. Whoa. This is tight. Based on the hands, I'm seeing two. I'm seeing a top two. All right, I'm gonna bring the top two to the front. Whew. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our top two pitchers. Koparaba Chapeleng Matsoho. We're all winners. Thank you so much. You got the opportunity, maximize on it. Please, you can have a seat. Top two, please stay with me. We've never had a top two ever. Don't recall in the last 8 years having a top two. All right, so you're battling off. 1 minute still. Okay, no, okay. I've been told now that we're not gonna have a winner. We're gonna have two winners. So we're supposed to do a drum roll, man, like make it exciting, you know, like. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner. The S at the end. Put our hands together for Tepo and Nomakuku. Winners of the pitching competition, the first one, Momo for Slorash, hashtag join us for tea. Right, what we need is, for time's sake, usually what we'll do, like we'll give you a mic here, I just want to say a big shout out, you know. Thank you for the support, guys, Nyabong. Can we get a photo? Guys, just please stand. Yeah, this one is going on. Yeah, it's going on our social media page, your products. Oh, this is lovely. Right, these are our winners for the first annual pitching session, Momo for Stars. Please give them a round of applause. Congratulations. And we have a prize. All right, so we have another prize. You're not just gonna walk away with a round of applause. Just one last picture here. Big one. This is a big one. Right, one last time. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. There is a t-shirt, there is a tea-cap, and there is a copy of my book for both our winners. Congratulations and all the best. Thank you. All right. Yo, it's packed. This is lovely. This is what it's about. I'm going to call up Sis Nandu to come and speak just briefly about cooperatives and the opportunities that are there for us. Please, can we put our hands together for Sis Nandu as she comes to the front? Guys, come on. Yeah.
Sanbonani, good morning. Ninjani? Pila. Ikamala Mulandu. I'm from a company called Lavesa Empire, and I'm currently a consultant with CEDA, which is the Small Development agency, and we are assisting people with funding. And it's been great listening to people pitch. And I know that a challenge facing many small businesses is access to funding. So, just a brief history. We come from a background of BEE. And I think currently, as it stands, BEE is failing us dismally. And BEE is not going to create the wealthy black. And it's not going to correct the imbalances of the past. What model is government is looking to work on right now is that of developing AMA cooperatives. And I think there's very little knowledge, or it's not being explored enough, especially amongst TRIP, which is our township entrepreneurs. So, for example, if I were to take this block here, We in entertainment, lana establishment. You have White House, you have Goodfellas there, we have Uanka, we have the ladies who sell inyama yenhloko lana, we have the wings. There could be very bad competition, but in reality, they're in the same industry and they could complement each other, and that's what we should be doing. So I'm grateful for opportunities like tea because it's so important that we start to form cooperatives with people who are in the same industries as us. There's funding with CEDA right now, if I must be specific. And yes, you can apply as a small business, but there's so many small businesses that are trying to access funding that the competition is terribly high. But with governments currently pushing people to form cooperatives within industry, so say you're a farmer and you're saying summer veg, it's your stock farm, it's the stock farm model. Ukuthi asihlanganeni, let's come together and push the same idea together, which is what I think my friend, the Pakistanis, are doing, and it is giving them bulk buying power. That is the model of a cooperative. Don't see people in the same industry as you, as your competition. See them as people who will complement you. There is so much growth in numbers. So, unfortunately, the funding that is available now, and I hear people talking about technology, I could help you and assist you to access funding, but I've got a tight deadline. But I'm saying moving forward, the gap and the opportunity for entrepreneurs is to function as a cooperative. So I want to encourage, and I think with my interactions with T, because I think it's just a beautiful initiative, we will explore these initiatives, but use this opportunity to network with people in your industry so that you can begin to form AMA co-ops, so that you can begin to access funding as a co-op. You have co-ops like your Agri-Forum, which is one of the biggest agricultural co-ops run by your boers, and they are wealthy, they make billions, they export in bulk. You achieve so much more when we are together as a stokvel versus one by one. So as black people especially, I think we're scared to support each other, we're scared to see each other grow. Can that mentality die today, now? Let's form cooperatives and let's complement each other. And T, siyabonga for bringing this initiative to us. But I'm saying moving forward, just find people in your industry and form networks. We will create more workshops like the Sekasi to assist you and guide you, because there's an issue with compliance. You know, we're trading informally, people are not registered, then there's funding opportunities, you want to get funding, but you don't have everything in order. So I think initiatives like T are going to help people develop their businesses to a level whereby they can access these opportunities. But the next level is let's be co-ops to access what is available out there. Ngiyabonga and thank you.
Thank you so much. How do people get more information? Do you have a website that they can go on?
All right.
Twitter, Facebook?
We are on Facebook and Instagram. The company name that I operate on is Lavesa Empire. We wear many hats, but I think my calling into the co-ops is a calling. It's simply that networks, people that I know, I like Landu, this is your strength. So right now, I'm pushing the Ekurulenu Co-op Forum. We've been doing work with CETA, whereby we are providing skills. If you understand the CETA, it's a skills and development agency, and we provide skills in industries. So that's where the co-ops come into play. If you're in manufacturing, you would be with Mersic CETA, and we can give you access to training on that platform. If you're in services, your beauty industries, you got your access to service CETA. So as a co-op, it's easier to access certain things than as an individual. So go to La Vesa Empire. Here's the name, WW. I'm on social media right now because, wow, it's expensive to run a website at this stage. So we make use of what is available to us. Make use of your social media. I've got Instagram, and I've got Facebook as La Vesa Empire. So let's follow each other and let's support each other and let's help each other grow. But I think within this network, we will be creating more workshops to develop our small businesses, to enable them to access these opportunities. Thanks.
Thank you so much. La Vesa.
Yes.
La Vesa.
Thank you.
LA space VE double SA space Empire. LA space VE double SA space Empire. Empire. Empire.
We wear many hats. So today, I'm wearing my cooperative development hat.
All right, thank you so much. Please, can we put our hands together for Sislan Siyabong. We look forward to working with you. All right, next up we have Siyabonga Zungu from Proudly SA. Are you here, my brother? Siyabonga? Siyabonga is here from Proudly SA. Please, can we put our hands together for Siyabonga? Sure, brother.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Siabong, as mentioned, from Proudly SA. I'm the brand manager for Proudly South African. Our job is to educate businesses and consumers about the importance of buying local, supporting local businesses. And actually, I think our main driver for this particular platform, I think, is access to market opportunities. I think we try our best to provide access to market opportunities for our member companies. And I think the one thing that we need to almost establish, especially in the township environment, is the importance of associations to member association groups and companies and so forth. So Proudly South African is a membership-based company. We've got various companies that fall under us, Nestle, we've got Unilever, we work with lots like Nissan. They're all Proudly SA companies. They use the Proudly South African logo. So if you go to the store and you see a Kit Kat, you'll have a Proudly SA logo on it. If you see Seekers Brew, who makes coffees, also in Pick and Pays in Spa, he has a Proudly SA logo, but also in their advertising and their marketing, they utilize the Proudly South African logo. The reason for using that logo or being a member to use that logo is association. So you've got a business, you've got a product, and the idea is that how do people trust your business? How do they know that you are accredited or somebody is affiliated with you and you've got the same logo that will also appear on a Nestle and also on other major brands and products, and a Hisense TV, for instance, on a Nissan and so forth. So that's why that's the goal, I think, for small businesses, is to get association and affiliation so that when your product is also on a shelf, people can say, oh, this is a Proudly South African product, it's made in South Africa, and I can purchase it. And our second part of it is just the goal is to just educate each other as a business. As the previous speaker mentioned, is that the goal of businesses is to associate, network, and work together. If you all have the similar logo on your products, and especially as a member company, if you all made in South Africa, you know that I need a certain component of my product. I can now find another member company that can supply a bit raw material, packaging, marketing resources, and so forth. I think the biggest problem that we find with SMMEs is not working together. Everybody's trying to source things from certain other places and not trying to find inwardly. Is there a place in Soweto and Tembisa, in your regional areas, that you can source material from? But also, is there market opportunities in that regard as well? So if you see that someone else is creating a product, if they're making ikota, for instance, there's an opportunity for Rukuteng Samazambane, for instance. And I think that's what that's how we need to start thinking, that we don't all have to do the same business, but we can provide a supply and value chain to each other. The various, and I think even when you become a Proudly SA member, if you sign up and become a Proudly SA member, there's various opportunities we've given to many companies. We've taken Kona Dladla, which is a pizzeria, we've taken them to Delicious. We gave them a stand. They became, I think Kona Dladla's membership fee is 570 Rand. Delicious stand is like 40,000 Rand, and that's free with branding and so forth. There's Kota King, we took them to Delicious. They made quite a lot of money in that space. So there's various opportunities, exhibitions, expos. It's also about participation, making sure that as a business, do you come and say, guys, what's happening? I see there's an expo, I want to participate. I see there's a webinar, I see there's a conference. Things like now, where you're attending these kind of events, is very important for us, that you participate as a business. You don't just become a member and let it go, but you make sure that you're using the logo correctly. You make sure that you whatever platforms we provide, you utilize them. You know, I think there's something that I'll be honest with you. There's some businesses that don't take advantage of these opportunities. You give them a stand, they don't come up, or they come late, or they don't have their documentation, and they miss out on great opportunities. So it's important that you take your business seriously, and then you participate and you follow suit. So to explore all of these benefits as a Proudly SA member, you need to have 4 criteria, which is fair labor practice. Make sure that you follow fair labor practice. We need to make sure that whatever labor policy or labor laws in the country, you don't employ children at 12 years old and so forth. Local content, 50% of your product must be made in South Africa. It's very important that we, as I mentioned before, establish the idea that when you manufacture something, it's not about being a middleman, importing from China and distributing it. We need to find ways where you distribute and manufacture in South Africa. And there are those resources here, but if you're not going to do it, who will? And then who's going to be your customer if you're not employing people? And that's the whole idea. Environmental standards is the culture of taking care of the environment that you work in. You can't make, for example, ikota and then throw the oil estradine right where you're working. So it's very important that we have those kind of criteria. So once you follow all those criteria, then you sign up. Membership fee starts at 570 Rand an annum. Once you've signed up, then you get access to most of the opportunities we have. We've got email newsletters. We profile our companies on our social media platforms. We've got 150,000. I think now we are like 170,000 people on Twitter, about 15,000 on Instagram. So we profile your companies. We try and make, our goal ultimately is to promote local companies. Our goal is not to promote ourselves, and we promote ourselves through you. So if you are successful, we are successful. So Kutlwana, I think, is here. If you want to have any other questions, I'm also still here. And we can take it from there. But if you want to sign up membership lead form, Kutlwano's here. And I don't know if must I take questions, or are you done? I don't know. I think I'm done on my side, but I can take questions if there's any particular questions that need to be asked.
Okay, so my question is, obviously our biggest challenge is certification and the health and safety, right? Would that have to be solved by us before coming to you guys and partnering up with you? Yeah, so that's. I mean, are you gonna help us with the channels in order for us to essentially be part of, Proudly South Africa? Yeah.
So with regards to certification, we do have partnerships with SABS and so forth, but you do need that to be part of Proudly SA. So you do need to have accreditation from your industry body, whether it's a security company. It's a case-by-case basis. We can try to provide linkages to the particular people, but it is important because I'll tell you something. As I said, it's a reputational thing. So once you are becoming a Proudly SA member as your individual company, what you're doing is that when you utilize that logo, you are affiliated and associated to us firstly, but all the other member companies that are in that campaign. So whether it's a Nestle, which is big, whether it's a ShopRite or a Nissan or whatever, those other companies also using the logo. So once they start seeing that reputationally, we just allow everybody in without doing the right accreditations. What ends up happening is that the reputation of the brand diminishes, and then the issue is that consumers don't see the value in the brand that we provide. And that's the main thing. So when we do marketing in 2 ways. We advertise and market and promote to businesses, because the goal is to change business perceptions. If you've got a furniture company, we're asking Standard Bank to, for example, purchase furniture from a local company. And if you've got a customer, we try to change that mindset as well. We try to change consumers to purchase locally as well, in retail, but also in the outlets and in the environment that you work in. So the idea is to change mindsets to see the importance of South African products.
All right, we'll have one more question because of time. Proudly SA is at the back. They're still with us. So if there's more questions that you have, you can go and visit their store. But we'll just take the last question, Siamo. All right, brother.
Okay, thank you very much, Program Director, and greetings are extended to the House. Bongen Konstantiniso, Township Business Clinic. Well, my question is to, as you've spoken that part of the Proudly South African is to professionalize businesses. Do you also help, for instance, you have a business, Yamakota, but I know if I extinguish, which itself lacks professionalism. Secondly, there is a Township Economic Development Act that has been just signed by the Premier David Makura, working with the Pakstow, the MEC of Economic Development. How do you then assist township businesses to how practicalize the act into effect? For instance, it also speaks about Property Rights Act. How do we then assist businesses in townships to occupy malls which are located in businesses? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the platform. I needed to ask, what is the criteria of saying this product is a South African or proudly South African product? Why I'm asking this question is that there's buying of a certain product that is not South African and rebranding it with an idea from a South African child. That's a typical example that I've seen. And then can you please repeat for me the thingy, the price to affiliate with Proudly South African? Thank you.
Okay, let me do this, sorry. Okay, I'll take the second question first. So with regards to how do we check that a product is local? So you have a bill of products, a bill of materials. So if you manufacture a T-shirt, you need to specify, I get the cotton from this, I manufacture the shirt here, I do the buttons, I get them from this company, or I manufacture them here. And then the breakdown component, we need 50% of that to be localized. And then the other 50% is fine, because we understand that we live in a global environment. So the idea is not to say 100% of a product is made in South Africa, but majority of the component of manufacturing must be made in South Africa. The reason behind that is that the whole goal is job creation. If you're importing and just selling, you are missing out on the job creation element. And that also then works on services. So in terms of service companies, we want to see how many people you're employing, how many people of them you're employing in South Africa, what is the cost component breakdown in terms of your running costs is made in South Africa, and that's the kind of how we look at it. And then the 4 pillars that you need to look at when we give you a membership is, so it's local content, 50% of local content, just like I explained now. Fair labor practice, that you've got labor policies or labor structures. You're not, people are working 8 hours, people are not working as long as it follows the labor laws of the country. Environmental standards, you have an environmental policy because we're trying to entrench in our businesses the love of your own place that you work in. We can't have an attitude of businesses, you make money, but the place that you work in is deteriorating, it's dilapidated, you're throwing things in the ground, because what you're doing, you're preventing the future of the country to be prosperous, and that's what we kind of want. And then the last part is high quality products and services, which is how I answered his question, which is making sure that you have certifications for the particular industry body that you're in. I think that covers the 2 questions. And then with regards to this, so you remember government is structured in various components. Each agency works in different elements of government. So CEDA provides funding, Proudly SA provides promotions of local products, Brand SA does international branding for the country. So our component is not to kind of assist in that regard in terms of professionalizing your business. But however, what we do try to do is that if for example, I'll give you a practical example. When we do Delicious Festival, we fetch some township businesses. For example, I gave you example, Konatlaza, Kota King, Sifles Brew, some businesses that might not have previously sold in a professionalized market. And in Delicious, they make sure. So they want health certificates, they want trading certificates, they want you have insurance, all these elements of which we did then assist those companies. And to this day, those companies have now certification to functions in any kind of like high-end or like established event or environment. So where we can, we do try to make sure that businesses follow suit. And that's why also when we provide education and knowledge with regards to when we have webinars and events about branding, We have events about how to maximize in different sectors. We have expos and exhibitions where we allow an opportunity for a member company to come and exhibit in a platform that he might not normally be as exhibiting in. But that's why my plea is to, for businesses is that when you get these opportunities, maximize those opportunities. Make sure that you don't take advantage of it, because it's not just about you, it's about someone else who never got that opportunity. And we've had situations where people don't pitch, or you ask someone for a logo, they don't even have a logo for their business, but they want to professionalize their business. So we try to educate and empower businesses. Have an about us. If someone asks you, what is your business about, and you can't even provide a paragraph of what your business is, missed opportunities. You can't provide a logo. We can't then place you in a booklet with your information. So it's about, we try provide information to educate you to be ready when the time comes and there's an opportunity for a market access opportunity, you can take that opportunity up. But there are other departments that kind of help with that element of business. So we play our small part in that role. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please can we give a round of applause to Siabonga from Proudly SA. Thank you, my brother. Can we just get a photo of you in front of the, just in the middle there. All right, once again, Proudly SA is at the back. If you'd like more information. Thank you so much. One more time, please, a round of applause for Proudly SA and Siabonga. Thank you. All right, our live audience, thank you so much for joining us, wherever you're joining us from. Please tell us where you're joining us from. And if you've got questions for Proudly SA, drop those questions on the live so that we can connect you with Proudly SA. And also we've got more speakers coming up. So as our speakers are speaking, because speakers speak, and you have questions, please drop those questions on the live, and then we'll get to those questions. You're not here, but you are here. You are with us. All right, next up, we have a brother, Sello. Sello is here in the building. He's a digital marketing guru, branding guru, to come and share his journey and knowledge. Sello uska jaga man. So like wait to turn, yeah, ma uska ta fast ota go pele man. Why is culture man? They must see you, they must. Sometimes they bring like, I just born a good tea later Lebanon on time. Sello ba, wenzani? Right, he's been doing branding for a very long time. He is a digital marketing guru, branding guru, to come and share how to build brands, how to build your brand, how to take your brand to the next level. Because I mean, you can have a great product, great service, but we don't know about you, right? So how do you build your brand? He's with us in the building. Let's show some love as he comes to the front. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Sello. Sello, have a seat, my brother. Have a seat, yeah. Where you want to sit? All right. Okay. Brother, thank you so much.
What's up?
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Hey, it's been a while, man.
Hey, it's been a minute.
You're making money, man. It's ours.
Oh, no. Well, the doors are open. That's what I can say.
All right. Branding for businesses.
Yeah.
Some people are just like, no, man, but I don't have time. I don't have money. What's the point? I just want to get into business to make money. Why is branding important? Firstly, before we even get to that, because branding is just quite like, it's broad.
It's quite big.
Yeah, so branding, website, logo. What is branding and why is it important for businesses? Break it down.
Okay, cool. First of all, good afternoon. I didn't greet anyone. I just want to give you a little bit of a background story on myself. Eastfield. Been here since 88. I'm 36 years old, by the way. I may not look my age, I know. So I think it's important just to give the people a background on myself so that at least before I get into your question. So I run a company called Optic Media. It's our 14th year in existence this year. So I started my business in 2008, and first of all, I studied graphic designing and web development at Rosebank College, and I was fortunate enough to graduate after 2 years. So because I was like the top student in my class, I was fortunate that I didn't have to wait for a job when I graduated. So what that means is that there was a company that called our college and said, listen, can you please link us up with your best graphic designer in your class so that we can give them a job once they graduate. So it just so happened that my head lecturer was like, I know a guy. So they gave me the contacts. Following year, 2006, I went for an interview and I got the job. So I was fortunate enough, I didn't go through the thing of staying ECAS with the diploma or with the qualification, struggling to get work, you know? So I worked for an agency at the time. It was the branding agency. I worked there for like 8 months, then I quit, right? Every time I tell people that story, they're like, but then why would you quit on your first job, you know? So unfortunately, I think the way the company was run was not comfortable for me. I didn't like it. I was getting paid in cash. The company was not registered. It was in Brixton. So every time I would earn money, like 3,000 at the time, right? We got it in cash. I would be walking from Brixton to Joburg, MTN, a taxi rank, with the wallet in hand. Cash. You understand what I'm saying? So you can only imagine that Josie, like, I was sprinting. You know what I mean? Because I knew I just had my salary, right? So I worked there for 8 months, then I quit. And me quitting was the purpose of trying to get a job elsewhere. But unfortunately, 2006, I couldn't get a job until 2007. 2007, fortunately, in government, there was a program they were running, which meant that they were looking for people who had qualifications but could not get a job. Because what is the biggest reason people don't get work is because of experience, right? So what they wanted to do was they would go and just have a pull-out poll to say, like, who has qualifications, we can bring them into government, and we'll give you a 1-year experience, non-renewable contract, where you can do what you're qualified in, and then after that 1 year, you can go looking for work, so that you can say that I've got 1 year experience. Then that's how you can be able to get hired, right? So I went there, then obviously they took me in for a whole year. But the good thing about it is that they gave you access to resources to be able to look for permanent position elsewhere. So I only worked there for like 4 months. Then I got a job at a publishing house as a graphic designer, layout artist, and because like they had 2 magazines, so I was the layout designer. And then I worked there for almost a year. And then within that year, that's when I started Optic Iris as a side business. When I started Optic Iris as a side business, I was one of those guys during lunchtime I'd go to business meetings, you know? And then when I go to a meeting, I'd come back after an hour, they're like, yo, where did you go for lunch? I was like, no, I just went around the corner, I didn't come up with a business meeting. You understand? So that's how badly I wanted to make the business work, because I was trying to get access as much as I can, but I still keep my 9 to 5, because that's what's paying the bills, you know? Finally, I took the plunge. I was like, you know what, let me quit. Let me run Optic Iris full time.
Yeah. You know, you talk about this quitting thing like you just quit. Like I know sing ya you know, and I'm just, it's not that easy.
It's not.
Is there a process that you follow to make that decision to quit? And why quit?
I think for me personally, the reason why I quit, it was more of, I felt like my entrepreneurial spirit was just calling for me. I just couldn't, I don't know if maybe I had a problem with authority, maybe. I don't like to be told what to do. Maybe that could be a part of it. I don't know, you know. And I think also in 2007, I was exposed to The Secret. Who knows The Secret?
The Secret movie.
Can I see with the raise of hands?
The Secret?
The Law of Attraction. Okay, so you guys know that, right? So those who don't know it, it was pretty much a documentary type of slash movie or a book that came out that kind of exposed or informed or created awareness of the law of attraction, you know, that like energy attracts like energy. So who you are and the things you think about is ultimately what you attract, right? And I think within me, within that time, that's what kind of opened my mind to say, like, you know what, there's more to life than what we told or taught as people. Because we live in a systematic system where, as a black person, you know that you go to school, you get a job, you work until you're 65, you retire, then you get your pension, right?
During that time,
yeah,
What books are you reading?
No, I think that time, like, The Secret is what really just kind of.
The Secret.
Yeah. I'm not really much of a reader, but because the DVD came out, I watched it visually, because I'm a visual person. I'd like to believe that's why I'm good at what I do, because I'm more of a photographic person. So visually, when I watched The Secret, it kind of made it clear for me and made me understand the whole concept of, like, you know what, there's so many people who are afraid of taking chances because, you know, our parents told us that you need to work until. You know, like the first day I told my parents that I was resigning, they were so shocked. They were like, but why? You've got a well-paying job. This is not what we do. This is not what black people do. Most Sebens, you work until you get old and then you retire, you have a family, you have kids, you do what is expected of you. So when I took that decision, it kind of shook like the Matrix. It was almost like, guys, what's happening? This guy, what is he saying? What is he doing? You know what I'm saying? So I think because I've been able to do that, that's what kind of now gave me even the confidence to quit and be like, you know, let me pursue this thing and see where it goes. Honestly speaking, there was nothing that was guaranteed. It's not like I was guaranteed I was going to be successful or I was guaranteed I was going to make it work. There was nothing outside of me that was saying, you're doing the right thing. So it's more of an internal decision that you need to make. And I'm sure, just quickly, how many people own businesses here? Can I see with the raise of hands? Like, who are running businesses full-time? All right, cool. And then who are aspiring entrepreneurs? Who would like to start a business? It's an idea. I haven't started it yet, but I'm thinking about it. Can I see with the raise of hands?
Like some of you, like, how sure it's whether illegal or illegal. Business, once again,
okay.
Who own a business? You own a business? Got a business running?
Like you're running it. Okay, cool.
Cool.
And then the other one is aspiration. So I only saw 2 hands for the aspirational part. Okay. So this is what I wanted to see, because I wanted to understand. To see how many people actually took the risk, you know? And I'm sure when you took the risk, there was no guarantees that you're gonna make it in that business that you started, because at the end of the day, it's either it was a gut feeling or maybe it was circumstantial, you know? Like there's a reason you started because, hey, like there's no opportunities, or maybe now recently you just went through COVID, so people started a business through COVID because now there's no other options but to do that, you know what I mean? So that's another thing which I'm saying, that at the end of the day, the concept of understanding that, you know, it has to start from you. You know, you don't need outside validation to say, you know what, you're doing the right thing or what. So I went through that through my surroundings. You know, out of everybody around me, I was probably like the only one who was starting a business. But anyway, back to the story. So then I started Optic Iris. So one thing I learned through my journey was that I was good as an employee, right? Probably one of the best, you know, because even when I left work, when I quit, they were like, but why are you quitting? Where are you going? Are you going to another company? I was like, no, I'm doing my own thing. Or they're like, you know what? Because you're doing your own thing, can we outsource you? Which means, can you come into the office, do what we paid you for 9 to 5, but you'll invoice us for the hours that you are here. So now, it was a good deal because it meant that I can go to the office, do what I do, and then leave, and then try to pursue the business to grow it, you know? But then 2009 came. And I realized that as much as I was good with business, or I was good at what I know, like as much as I was good as an employee, as a designer, I sucked at being a businessman. I knew nothing about business. You know what I mean? I couldn't understand the fundamentals. And that time I just bought a car through work, you know, under installments. I almost got my car repossessed. I actually experienced getting that call from a white guy. I was like, yo, Silo, if you don't pay what you owe us in a week, you need to come fetch the car. This is in 2009, by the way. You know, so things were just bad. I'm not getting clients, I'm not getting anything.
Let's not go too fast,
Yeah,
because you have many entrepreneurs that then find themselves in that season or during that time where like man, man. Clients, and you know when they say it's not raining, it's pouring.
Yeah.
If it's then it's family. How are you as an entrepreneur dealing with those challenges? Now that these are finance challenges.
Yeah.
How are you dealing with them?
And
what's your advice to entrepreneurs who may be in that space? You know, you've got clients still to pay, you've got salaries still to pay, but hey, man, it's dark.
It's rough. Yeah, you get paid.
Yeah.
How
did you come out of it?
Yeah, you need to come out of it. And I think somehow, I always say, like, whenever you lost, you need to go back to the beginning. And the beginning is to ask yourself, what is the reason you actually started the business? You know what I mean? Because somehow, I think you probably got lost along the way. So you lost the reasons why you're doing it, you know, and then you need to now start pushing further to find out how else, what is it that I'm not doing that needs to be done? You know, because sometimes there's things that we we know we're supposed to do, but we're not doing. And we're the kind of people that we have this unconscious incompetent theory, which means you don't know that you don't know, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So I think it's more about now, if you ever find yourself in that situation, you need to like get out of your own head and maybe start going out there and seeing what other people are doing. Network more. You're probably not networking enough. You're not calling enough people. You know, you're not, maybe you're stuck in your own head, you're afraid of speaking to people, because I mean sales is like part of it, you know, so maybe you're not just speaking to people, umuntu you can see, and your spirit will always tell you what to do. The problem is that logic kicks in. When logic kicks in, that's what stops you from doing something. Instinctually, you know what you need to do, you know? It's the same thing like when you see a girl, that's why they say there's a 3-second rule. If you don't approach a girl within the 3 seconds, after the 4 or 5 seconds come in, now you start getting to your own head. Like, hey, but what if she's busy? What if she says no? But instinctually, you know that you could have approached, right? It's the same thing when it comes to business as well. So I would advise you to get out of your own head and now get out of your own space and then see what else is out there for you just to reignite the fire of why you started the business in the first place. And I think it's those moments where you're going to learn those hard lessons when you know is that why are you really doing what you're doing? And I believe the hard times need to happen for you to realize that, to ask yourself those questions, because that's what's going to build you as a person. You know, because it's only when, because like we learn from failure as people, we don't learn from success, honestly speaking. You know, so you need to embrace failure, embrace those hard times, embrace that. You know, if something bad is happening, ask yourself, what is this moment teaching me? What is it I need to get out of what's happening right now in this space and time that's happening to me, and how did I attract it? Because once you're able to answer that question, then you kind of now start building a way to find a solution. You know, that's if you are looking for a solution, because there's some people who bury their head in the sand. As soon as things go wrong, you're like, yo, there's nothing I can do, but there's always something you can do. At the end of the day, the only person you can control is yourself. You can't control the external environment. So you need to kind of now go deep inside yourself and find out, how do I come out of this? What is the positive in this negative situation? Because the law of polarities is there's a positive and negative. So if a negative is happening, look for the positive, and you'll find it if you're looking for it.
The bank is calling.
Yeah, sorry.
They want to take your car.
Yes. So then, like enough, within that week that they gave me, I was able to raise that minimal amount that they needed to pay, because I was like, oh, if I don't have a car, then I'm not be able to move around for meetings, for whatever I need to do. So like enough, the following year, which was 2010, there's a colleague I used to work with at the office of the Premier. So she had moved now to the Department of Education. She's like, listen, we're looking for a graphic designer for 6 months who can work with us for 6 months. That's it. We'll just need you for 6 months. I was like, you know, this is a perfect opportunity just to kind of get back, make some money, and maybe like go back to the drawing plan in terms of, you know, everything. And within that 6 months, I got introduced to a lady who worked at ACP Kickstart. Is anyone familiar with ACP Kickstart? Well, anyway, it's pretty much what T does, but maybe at a bigger scale. So ACP Kickstart. No, but I'm just saying. Maybe at a bigger scale. So ACP Kickstart was pretty much an entrepreneur program where they would try to look for entrepreneurs which they can fund or give money, but they call them grants, you know. But they had to have a call out where they say, come through, present your business, and then from there's a panel of judges, then they decide, look, who do we think we can bring in? So out of maybe 100 of people, only 25 were selected to go to a business boot camp for 2 weeks, which is in Kailami, by the way. So in Kailami, so I was fortunate to be part of the 25 that went to the boot camp. We slept there like the whole 2 weeks. So there was like, what do you call them? Cottages and stuff like that to sleep. Every day was a business boot camp. We learned financing, we learned networking, we learned marketing, we learned sales, we learned processes, like everything that you would need to know as a business. Sure. After that 2 weeks boot camp, it means that now you need to represent, and now you need to go refine your business plan, and then present it to the panel again, but now with the new information that you have. So within that process, I was lucky enough that I was granted 25,000. They gave me 25,000 at that time.
Did you have it cash this time?
No. It was a grant. It was a grant. So which meant is that if you say you want like machinery or then like machines, you want a car, you need equipment, whatever, go get us those quotes, and hopefully they're equivalent of the money that we gave you. So if you say you want a machine, it costs about 30,000. Your grant is 50. Okay, cool. Get a quote from this supplier, and then we'll pay for it. So they didn't give you the cash, you know, which was pretty smart if you think about it. So then 25K, I got an award for the most promising business. This is 2010. And then now I'm going back to the Department of Education because I'm still serving my 6 months, right? When I get back to the government, they say, you know what, we like work with you so much, we want to make you permanent. You know? So now I'm like, okay, cool. Government employee, benefits, nobody gets fired unless if obviously, but anyway, and then try again entrepreneurship, right? So the clause in the contract with ACP was that if we give you this grant, it means you need to be in your business full time. So I went to department, I was like, guys, I enjoyed working with you guys, but the dream is bigger than comfort, you know? So then I tried again, and then by this time it was much better because now I knew the back end of running a business. So I had a better standing than I was before. And this pretty much, then the rest is history, you know? So I've been able to kind of work with amazing people to grow the brand and to be able to understand what it is that I had to do to kind of exist for 14 years coming to now, you know what I mean? So going back to your question, when it comes to branding, right? Your question was on branding. I think when it comes to branding, guys, you need to remember that branding is, there's a difference between branding and marketing. And I think a lot of people, they confuse the two. And I always say, again, reference to going out, you know, when you ask a girl out, that is marketing. The reason she says yes, that's branding, or that's your brand.
Oh, what?
So what I'm trying to say is that branding, it's more about your core values, who you are, you know. That falls under the umbrella of branding, you know. Marketing is more of like another component of that, but it's more about now getting access to market, being able to kind of now bring people in, you know. So as a brand, if you want to build a brand, you need to now remember who you are, what are your core values, what is it about you that makes you different from everybody else? You know what I mean? And you need to figure that quickly before you even go to a branding person and ask them for a logo, for this and this, because I mean, a logo is almost like a small component of branding. You know what I mean? It's just a representation of your values and of obviously what you stand for as a company, as a business, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't understand those key things about your business, it becomes difficult to position yourself correctly, to know who your market is, to know like where you need to be, to know the spaces that you're supposed to be, to know how to kind of put yourself in a place where everybody can say that, you know what, I want to work with these people.
So, 2 questions that you would advise entrepreneurs in this room to ask themselves to help them create their brand.
Yeah.
What are those 2 or 3 questions
That are awesome too?
that you can share with them, that they can ask themselves to create this brand?
Yeah. I think primarily you need to ask yourself, like, what is my, again, I repeat, like the core values. What do you stand for? If somebody experiences your business or dealing with you, what do you want them to go away feeling like? You know what I mean? Because ultimately, you know, like people buy people. No matter how good your product is, at the end of the day, people buy people. You know, the experience they have with you, the experience they engage with as they engage with like whatever you do, whether it's a service or product. So if that is the key point, then it means that now you need to now start identifying, okay, what is it about me that's going to stand out? You know, what is it about me that when you walk away, because at the end of the day, branding is now when people, what do people say about me when I'm not there? What do people say about my brand when I'm not there? You know what I mean? And I think there's 5 things which like key 5 things that I live on, which I think if you take them serious, maybe they can help you. I don't know. So number 1, and I spoke about this yesterday because I was at an event. So number 1, which is your thumb, I always say this is your character, right? Your character is what you do behind closed doors. Your character is who you are. It's how you function or how you deal with situations. So your character is important. So you need to find out what your character is. Number 2, which is obviously, you know, when you're pointing someone, this is focus. There's no, like, you cannot do anything without focus, guys. If you are focused, if you're laser focused and you know your direction, you know what it is that you do, then that creates discipline. The number 3 is your morals and your values. Your morals and your values are important because they kind of now carry you through this life that we live. You know what I mean? If you don't have any morals and values, then you get shaken by anything and everything. You understand? And then number 4, which is your what? Like your ring finger, right? What happens on your ring finger? You get married. These are relationships. Like in most cases, you find that people people, like, it's not about what you do, but it's about who you know in most cases, right? So it's important to build relationships because people do business with people who they enjoy doing business with. You know, so you may have the best product, but if people they don't like you, the chances are they will not recommend you or they will not work with you. And then number 5, which is like this, your smallest finger on your hand, this is your X factor. Your X factor, it means like, what is the smallest thing that's different about you that nobody else does? So if you can figure out what your X factor is, you can figure out how to build relationships, if you can solidify your morals and your values, if you can have laser focus, and if you can have good character, I think these 5 things can really take you far. Are you guys still with me?
All right, so you do quite a lot of work in terms of digital marketing.
Yeah.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
Yeah.
Putting your brand out there digitally.
Yeah.
Right? And we are in that era,
We are.
whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Right? And many entrepreneurs find that exercise quite expensive. I mean, you're just starting out your business, now you must go and find somebody to run this thing for you.
Yeah.
Or now there are ads and you must pay for these ads, you must
Yeah.
boost them. How do you work around that?
Oh, that's a good question. And I think the best advice I can give small business people now is that, guys, you've got your marketing medium right here, which is your phone. And I always tell people that, you know what, guys, marketing has evolved, or branding has evolved from what it used to be. Right now, you know, we live in a world where everybody's smarter now. There's internet, there's information, so now you can now start pushing people to say, buy from me, or I'm the best product. It's not about that anymore. Now it's about connecting with your people. Now it's about, you know, having a story. Now it's about trying to tap into those inner qualities that can sell your product. Now the reason I'm saying that is that, you know, I was giving an example yesterday that there was a guy who does butlers. I was speaking to a guy. He says he does butlers, he does what. I'm like, now because you've got a cell phone, you've got a market, which what social media has done for us is that it has kind of put us in the same playing field as big corporates now. So now we all got the same access. You know what I mean? But the problem is that now, how do you use your social media? How do you use this thing called technology? How do you use your cell phone? You know? And I always say that, you know, you need to post your products all the time. It's not about saying buy me, but you need to position yourself as an expert in your industry. But now how do you do that? Show your process. You know, the guy who does the bat, I was like, you know what, I mean, you can collect so many numbers, and sometimes the people who you collect numbers from, save them and ask them to save your number, you know, and then they'll see your WhatsApp stories. They'll see your WhatsApp stories, and you don't say in your WhatsApp stories, guys, I'm the best thing or I'm selling something. No, if you're building butlers, take a video of yourself actually assembling a butler. You understand what I'm saying? Take a video of yourself assembling a butler, take a video of maybe somebody who's just bought a butler, ask them for a review, a testimonial, record that or have that in some sort of visual capacity, because what that does for you, it creates credibility. It's like, you know, I don't mind buying a butler from this guy because I actually see him build it. I saw a video he posted the other time, I see him put it together. It's actually quite solid, you know, so now people trust you. There's no way in that post where it says, hey, I'm the best butler, buy my butler. No, that's content marketing. So if you can get into content marketing, then it becomes a whole different ballgame because now it pushes you to be creative. You need to not, like, start thinking outside the box. The guys who do Juice and who doing all these products, show your process. Show where this thing comes from. Show your ingredients. You know what I mean? Show what, no, guys, this is made from this leaf. What does this leaf do? Oh, no, this is great in this area, whatever. Like, you start giving information now. Free information, by the way. You understand? And you're giving that free information because it shows that, you know, these guys, their product has got 1, 2, 3, it's good in this, it's got this, it helps you with that, you know what I mean? So because now you start educating your clientele or your potential customers, now you become more of a better option when it comes to now, if somebody says, you know what, hey, I'm looking for this drink, I'm struggling with 1, 2, 3, it's like, oh no, by the way, there's a guy's video I saw, he says it contains this element that I think can help you with this, or maybe this person does that. So you just need to find creative ways to push your product without selling. You need to sell without selling, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So you need to now start putting your personality into it. If you're a person who likes having fun, or you're a person, then try to have a fun way of promoting your brand, you know, and post it every day, guys. You know, I get people who, I'll tell them this thing, like, do this, they'll do it for one day, it's like, I didn't get any context, nobody to reach me out, and they give up. like, guys, there was a reason why on TV there was an advert every single minute, every single day. Among later generations, there's an advert. In the morning, there's an advert. The same. You know why? Because they're trying to get into your head. They're trying to get you to remember. Go to, hey, this thing is happening. Hey, we exist. You know, you may not know now, but you go, like, you need us. You know, so if you can push that same mind through when it comes to your statuses, if you're gonna exchange numbers with anyone today, or as many people as you can, try to exchange numbers, because you know that the mission with what you're trying to do as a business person is that you want to create a clientele, but you don't know who knows who. So I may be posting my product every day. I post what I do. I post testimonials. We did, like, you guys know Narc Music, right? You guys know Narc Music? He had a fight with Casper. We designed his logo, the Narc Music logo. You know what I mean? So when we did that, we did back in maybe 2012, you know? And it's such a beautiful thing, because now Narc is getting involved in so many things that, you know, he did, like, a partnership with Markhams, he's doing all these other brands. And we're seeing the work that we did, like, when I go to Markhams, because he was a brand ambassador for Markhams, they used his logos there. He came out with a shoe with Soviet, you know? I have the shoe as well. And which is a gin company, you know? And then now he also became a brand ambassador with Antropic as well. Then he also he did a collaboration with the clothing for Lionsdale, which is a lifestyle brand. You know what I mean? So for me, I post all those things that he's doing that shows that branding, because we are associated with that. And then I'm saying, yo, with the best agency, come to us, whatever. No. I'm just giving you elements of what we do. You're seeing it all the time, every day. You see, I show you if you go to my Facebook, if you go to Optic Iris Media, there's a video that I did where now I was like, you know what? Because now I can't keep posting my products. So I started doing videos of me actually going through the process of all these designs, you know, going through how we came up with the Narc Music logo, the conversation we had, what he said he wanted, the ideas we presented to him, and the ultimate one that came out. So now when you start seeing my process from how the concept to the final product, and you start seeing, like, oh, this guy's actually legit, you know? So I can trust that if I go to them for branding, then like, we're gonna go through these steps, and that's how ultimately we're gonna get to the end goal, because they'll be able not to come to me and be like, no, okay, you want a logo, okay, cool, here's some sample logos, and that's done. We need to have a conversation. I need to understand what exactly it is that you, like, who are you, what is it that you wanna do, what is it you're trying to achieve, what problem are you solving, you know, and also, like, what is your lane that you want to see yourself. Through that, then that's when internally the brainstorm session starts.
Before we open it up, I know that the entrepreneurs in the room who are the business.
Yeah.
You are the business, so it's you and then you are the business yourself. Yeah. And there's been a discussion around, but why don't I a business page? Then open a page out, and then you're trying to differentiate between your personal page and the business page. Because there are times when you've got your own page and you're posting your products and you're pushing your business. But there are also times when you're out, you just want to be like, hey, I'm having fun. What's your thoughts to entrepreneurs? Do you advise them to create a separate page and then have their own page? Where do they post? What they do? Do they not use their personal for their business? Just from your experience before we open it up.
I think for me, my company is called Optic Iris Media, right? Before it was Optic Iris Designs, but we evolved to media because we started opening up to a bigger spectrum. And it's funny now because when people ask me, like, what does that name mean, Optic Iris? I mean, why didn't you just say Silo Designs or whatever? Because I was like, I had to have an entity that's going to outgrow me at some point. I don't want to be tied to my business. And then they're like, okay, so what does Optic Iris mean? So initially when I came up with the name, Optic, I was thinking like optical illusion. I was like, okay, but let me shorten it, say Optic, you know? And there's an iris, you know? I was like, how does anyone appreciate any good design? How does anyone appreciate anything visually? And that's through your eyes. But now instead of saying eye designs or vision designs, I said the iris. What's the iris? The iris is, everybody knows what the iris is, right? It's in your eye, right? Then I just put the two words together, Optic Iris. If you see my logo, you also see it's an I actually, but it's actually the letters O-I and the D, which always was for the design before. So it's important to establish again, what is your ultimate goal? What is your long-term goal? What are you trying to do in terms of your brand? If you want to be the business, which becomes very difficult because it's almost like when you become like into fitness, you're the fitness lady, right? Fitness lady, right? It becomes difficult when you are the brand because in most cases, especially when it comes to personal trainers, people want to get trained by you. You know, and you can say no, but I've got trainers that work with me, whatever. But like, it's not the same because we buy into you. We buy into what you can do for us. You know what I mean? So it becomes difficult to scale up because now you the person who, if you're not there, is like ice right. You know, like we don't need because if you can't teach us, then we can't trust. Like we don't have the same trust in your people as much as we have you because every time you're marketing or you're branding, it's you. You're the one who's showing, like, who's giving us all these tips. You're the one who's doing, you know what I mean? So I think then, you need to somehow find a way to separate yourself from the brand. But I think, again, I was saying that, you know, the market has become smarter. People understand that, you know, we're all human. So I think you need to become authentic in who you are and see how that ties into your business. And the thing is that, you know, that sometimes people, like, they'll judge you because, like you said, you know, you are who you are. Yes, you have a business, but you are who you are. But I think you need to try to find the connection between who you are and the business you do. And if there's some sort of connection, try to find it. If there's not, then keep them separate. You know? And if you can keep them separate and you're successful in that, then good luck to you. But then I'll say keep them separate and then post what you post for business and for who you are, keep who you are. But then, because you must remember, if you're an extension of what you do, then somehow your personality has to link to your business as well, you know? And you might find personally you've got 4,000 followers, your business has got 200 followers, and you try to alleviate each other's platforms to be able to, you know, so you start posting business stuff on your personal because you've got more friends there, but then there's no people on your business, you know? So you do find yourself where you have to leverage on, like that's what I was saying, like that's where now content marketing comes in. Provide content on your personal that you know is going to drive people to your business. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people, they see a product, but then they do not know you're the one who owns it. They don't know you're the one who who runs it, who came up with an idea. But if you can post them on your personal and drive them to your business, then that's where you can connect the connection and be like, okay, cool. Oh, this guy owns this brand. Oh, he's done this. Oh, okay. You know, the conversation starts.
All right. Yeah, hey, we are learning. Does anybody have any questions for Silo? We'll take about 2 or 3 questions. Question? Any question with regards to branding, marketing? Second question. Third question. All right.
Hi, Marcelo, how are you doing?
I'm good, brother.
Short. Just in terms of branding, right? What's your take on using words that are somewhat limiting to you? For instance, if I say Morgat and I'm saying Ichuzasekazi, would that be limiting in terms of growth of the brand? Because those are one of the loggerheads discussions I have with my business mentor, that he feels like when you use the word Kasi, it's limiting you because you're a global brand at the end of the day. So what would be your take on that in terms, because at the end of the day, going back to what you're saying about being authentic, it is from the hood, but with the goal of being global. But then again, you don't want to limit yourself to just be available Ikas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in regards to that, I think then it goes back to you building a story behind your brand. Because at the end of the day, everybody loves a good story, you know, and people, like you said, like they'll buy into your story more than anything. As much as if we look at what's happened with Amapiano is going global, but it's still a South African thing, right? But it's because now you start hearing the stories of what, like the behind the story behind the story. And if you're able to sell that and make it cool and make it very heartwarming, like create an emotion connection with whoever's watching it in terms of why, first of all, you name it what you named it, and the spirit that comes from Ekas. You know, people want to tap into it. It's almost like how tourism works. You know, people go to other countries because they want to experience what they're learning or what they're seeing about whatever you guys are talking about. So if you can build on your story, if you can build about what makes Ikasi so special, and then just make that a thing where, like, you know what, I want to know more about this, you know, and if there's a product that comes from that story, I want to engage with it, if that makes sense.
Okay. Thanks for the platform. This is not actually a question per se, but more probably like an emphasis on what you are saying regarding linking of you as a personal person, because obviously you are a brand, to the organization or the business that you're running in terms of social media forms. Because I, for one, I doubt Uguti, I'm the only one, guys. I, for one, like right now, I just got in and followed Optic Iris. I am definitely going to tap further and want to know who owns it, you know?
Yeah.
And see your lifestyle, because at the end of the day, I am buying you.
Of
Hence, you
course.
say that we invest in people, we buy the brand, which is the human, and not just what I'll get from you.
Yeah.
So I think it is very important to actually build that bridge, even if you're going to separate the two. Build that bridge and don't be far apart. Because now, if I can't relate to you as an individual and I only relate to the brand or the organization, believe you me, I'll be doubtful.
Yeah.
And that relationship is not going to be sustainable per se or built.
Yeah. No, that is true. And I think maybe just to add on to what you're saying, it is very important to like you say, like to still be authentic to who you are, you know? I mean, there's this trend now of TikTok that's going around now where people are now utilizing TikTok a lot. I'm on TikTok personally. You know, if you go on my TikTok, there's some crazy stuff you see there, but it's my personality, like it's who I am. And if you like me as a person, the chances are you will want to do business with me, you know what I mean? And the reason why I started going on TikTok is because a lot of people are there now. A lot of brands are going there. A lot of people who you never expected to be there are there. And I was like, I need to immerse myself in what's evolving. And unfortunately, TikTok is just evolving as much as Instagram did, as much as Facebook did, you know. But you need to find creative ways of now, it's not about branding anymore, now it's about marketing. How can you make your product seem cool? How can you make it seem fun to work with you? How can you now start selling your personality so that now it's like, you know what, I like this guy, or there's something about him I can relate to. Then you start getting interest in other things about that person. It's like, okay, cool, what else does he do? And if you can put your product in your videos, even better. But don't let it be about the product, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So if you're going to do a TikTok and you've got your drink there by the side, they'll enjoy your content. And somehow, the more people who start seeing it, they start seeing that, oh, there's a drink there. Or maybe somehow you might talk about it, but don't sell. Don't be like, no, guys, we have the best drink here. Please find us what. No. Make it fun. Make it like a commercial. Because that's what social media has given us the platform to do. Like, you literally have your own TV, your own, like, you're the director, you're the producer, you have everything. You can actually construct how you want it to be shot, what product placement to be there. That's how influencers are milking it now, because they're able to now use external brands to be able to now utilize their platform to sell those brands. So why can't you do that for your own brand?
All right. I just want to ask the effectiveness of online advertising. Because I think personally, I get annoyed with like Facebook ads always popping up. When I'm Google searching, yes, I'm looking for people who are on Google, but I find ads annoying online. How effective are they? Is it something worth investing in? Because I personally find them annoying, and I see the opportunity to invest in advertising online, but I want to get that return. And I put myself as the customer, and I'm clicking, but I'm not buying. So how effective is it? Is it something really worth investing in?
I think it is. If you have the money to pay for the actual advertising, then go ahead. Because what social media was being able to do successfully is to have the data. If you think about Facebook makes a lot of money from adverts because they've got a huge database of knowing age, location, interest, all those things. So that is information that's value for money. You understand what I'm saying? So if you want to utilize your online advertising, it means that now you're able to literally be above the line and below the line when it comes to advertising. So you're able to target specifically who you want to talk to, who you want to reach, like from whether age 18 to 35, they must live in Katlehong, Vosloorus, they must be doing this kind of work, they must be interested in this. You can actually do that. You know, so because you have the ability to do that, to narrow it down and have those information and filter it, that's why it becomes effective. But for you, the ads that you're getting in most cases, because there's something within whatever you're posting or whatever you are searching yourself, because of the algorithm of how social media works, they're able to track what it is that you do or where you go mostly. And that's how they're able to push adverts, You know, yes, maybe you looked at something, you're not really interested in buying it, but because the algorithm picked up that, oh, you searched shoes, all of a sudden now you start getting adverts for shoes everywhere. It's like, oh, I visited Hi-Fi Corporation the other time. Now I'm getting adverts of technology stuff. I'm like, no, I was just looking. But that's just how social media has become so, so tracking of what you do online. So it works for them. It may be annoying to you, but there's somebody there, every time they see the output, that, you know what, maybe I do want to buy this. So then it's just one of those things of which it's a recurring thing that it has to happen, unfortunately, if you're on social media or on the internet.
All right. Because of time.
Oh, because of time, okay.
Yeah, Silo is still here. He's still here. We need to bring on our next speaker. Otherwise, unless you want to pay the bill, no, it can't. It's not short. It can't. Because of time, my brother. Thank you so much. You still here?
Yes, I'm still here.
Yeah. All right. Silo is still here. Please, can we give Silo a round of applause? Thank you so much, my brother. We appreciate. Please, just before you go, can we get a picture of you in front of the brand before you go? Time, guys, time. Askis, but we have to push because of time. Ne? We'll still network afterwards. One more time. Did we catch? Okay, great. Let's give Silo one last round of applause. Thank you so much, my brother. Nsasekon. Sansanelete. We're still here. We're still together. Just about another hour and a half, and then we're done. We're still here. I see a lot of you are writing, a lot of you are enjoying, a lot of you are learning. That's what it's about. All right, our next speaker is here with us. Jabu, Gwala. You here? Oh, you're in the building. Oh, thanks so much for joining us. All right, she's with us in the building. She's going to speak about how she started a business and share a journey and inspire you. So please, can we put our hands together for Jabu Gwala? Guys, she just walked in, man. Let's show some love, man. Bit more energy. Fantastic.
Hi guys, Ninjan. Nyaphila. So, first of all, ne? Oh, I must stand. Guys, they can't see me, but they saw. Nyadlal, it's fine. It's okay. So firstly, ne? Today, I actually couldn't make the session. There was something happening in Jean. I came here, I was rushing, I smashed my car. So by the time I sat down, I was like, was I not supposed to come here? I said to Bulelane, because he's coming to Phosphorus, this is the session that I want to come to. So Nkulele Marimba, I don't know if there's anyone from a Marimba now. So for me, Phosphorus is very special. My aunt still lives here in Spirit View. So my entire family is in the east. So I said, Mauzala, this is the one that I want to come to. So ikamalamu Jablile Gwala, and I have a sportswear brand, Lengi Fagil, Sigo Republic. I started Sigo Republic in 2017, and now I think we've gone to Switzerland twice. We are in London, and we are now entering the US market. So I wanted, thank you. I wanted to come share that with you guys, but before, I wanna add gancane kwindaba ye personal ne brand, the two things. So I've separated mine. And if you go to my page, you can go to Sigo Republic and then you will follow me and you will be bored. Because my personal page is me and my kids and my sister and my family. It's not Sigo Republic. And I made a conscious decision because social media can be exhausting, guys. Trying to keep up nama post, nama reel, nama just so that people can see ukuthi uyajima or wenzani. It can be tiring. But if you can, I would recommend that you bring your lifestyle in. But if you know what you don't have that time and it's not your thing, don't put that pressure on yourself. Your brand will survive. I just Googled here, ne? The few brands that exist. Does anybody know who founded Adidas? Nyamas? Mara niyazigcoka into zakhe ne? Namazi owe Puma. Yes, the two brothers. And a lot of people don't know who those people are. They don't know what they do. We don't follow their pages. We don't know their personal lifestyles. But we buy their products, right? Because they have marketing teams and operations and things that tell us what Puma is about, what Adidas is about, what Nike is about, and then we make the choices. The heiress, there's a lady called Sarah Blakely. Do you guys know Sarah? What did she do? No. She's a billionaire, guys. She made spandex. We love spandex, we wear it, but we don't know her. And the beauty of that is that then she doesn't have pressure of being a human being and then have to be a brand as well. Because sometimes when you are also the brand, let's say you are having a bad day and something happens and we're all here and we got you. Now people want to link that to you, and that's not fair. We all saw what happened to Destiny magazine, right? We then all went after Kanye. And then we said, oh, but to Kanye and this and that and that. But actually businesses fail, guys. They fail. It's not a personal attack on her. But because we had attached Kanye Lomo to Destiny so much, when that went down, we are now talking about, yeah, Mara, you are buying these shoes, but you didn't pay your staff. We don't even know if she had those shoes for 50 years, you know? So sometimes just think about that, Uti. If you want to link the two, are you going to be able to now be Sigo Republic and stop being Jabulile Gwala? So going back to me and why I'm here, I have a marketing background. So I started working in 2007. I've worked for South African breweries. I've worked for Unilever. I've worked for Danone. I've worked for McCain. After 12 years of working, I then decided, Uguti, I am ready for entrepreneurship. And the reason for that was I had learned how to build brands, how to work with brands like Knorr, McCain, Brutal Fruit, or whatever the brand that I was building at the time. And then I said, with all this knowledge, surely I can do something that I can pass on to my kids. Surely Nami, you know, I can start something, use that experience, and then be able to then hand it over to my children so that they don't have to go through the corporate system and suffer the same things that I suffered when I was in corporate. So that is the reason why I started Sigo Republic and how I started Sigo. I started it because I was tired of always fighting in boardrooms and talking about why the black consumer needs to be talked to in a certain way, why it's not okay to have an ad that says black hair is dry and what. Like, we can fight forever, but we can also be the solution. We can then build the products and the brands that we want and the communication that we want in order for our children to have a different experience. So that was my beginning. Sigo Republic started in 2017. It's locally made, so everything is made in KwaZulu-Natal, and then I also have an office in Johannesburg. I have, growing up here and then moving to KZN for my varsity life, that's when I became interested in African prints and African attire. Learning more about African attire and how much we don't consume or celebrate our own heritage then made me say, okay, fine, you know, I'm going to be conscious in the things that I buy. I'm gonna look at more local brands, and I'm going to buy brands that do have African print. So when I started doing that, I realized with Jimwe, there isn't anything like this. instead of writing a note to Nike and Adidas and Puma and all these fabulous brands and saying to them, guys, please put our African print in your thing, I said, okay, let me do it. And it's not easy, nah? Because this fabric, you know, I mean, gymwear has specific fabrics and technologies and all of that. But I always remind myself, ukuthi uPhil Knight, naye, he started with what? Little. Now he is able to apply all of that technology. So nami, I will get there. So I do not punish myself. Ukuthi I don't have a big factory and the technology. Ngizofika, I know. I'm 4 years in and already I've made a lot of strides. So that for me is the story that I want to sell to you guys. I want you to know, Uguti, there's a lot that you can do with what you have already. And dream big, guys. Like, don't look at your business and just say, I just want to service my community just here. No. Go for the big guys. I mean, the first time I said, I think someone said to me, so, but how do you explain your brand? And I said, I'm Nike in Wakanda. So if Wakanda had a Nike store, it would look like this. And someone was like, Nike, really? And I'm like, yes. And I've learned everything about Phil Knight, how he started, even this beautiful tick, you know. With marketing, you can build the story that you want. You know, when you listen to that tick Yaga Phil, he paid like almost nothing for it because it was just like, oh, I just need a logo. And then he built the story of just do it. And now when we see the tick, we know it's Nike. When we hear just do it, we know it's Nike. But he built that over time. Sometimes, you know, we put pressure on ourselves because if we chapter 20, yaga someone, kota wena kanukala. Ukhohle ukuthi no, when you start chapter 1, and it's okay. Ugenza chapter 1 wako, and you should want to go through chapter 1 because you need it for that foundation. Guys, you need the foundation. Whatever it is that you're going through now, no matter how painful it is, you need it. Because Mosuga from 0 to 120, there's air. And you will find as in izinto also timofika pambili, they will shake you. If ungana foundation, uzokagega. Namhlanje we are able to go and we are able to say, I mean, I don't even think we're going to talk about funding today, but if I still have time, we'll talk about it. Because, right, it's not easy to get funding for our businesses. Yeah. If someone had given me funding 2 years ago when I started, I think I would have wasted it. Yes, 2 years ago, I felt like I needed the funding, and I did. Because, I mean, no one was taking you seriously. Ufuna mataiti. All the factories are white, Indian-owned. They tell you what minimum quantities is 200. And you're thinking, shit, where am I going to find 200 K to buy this collection so that I can launch it? But you make a plan. And by you making a plan, you learn to be creative. You learn very early, ukuthi, there are other ways to sustain a business yako. Not always having to always say, hand out, hand out. And that comes in handy later. Because now when someone does say, shit, okay, now I believe in this. Now I can see what this thing is going somewhere. Okay, here's $1 million. Do you know what you can do with R1 million? When you were able to do a lot with nothing? Do you know what you can do with R1 million? When you're like, yo, the last 4 years I did this. I got myself to Switzerland and London and I had nothing. Namhlanje $1 million. What am I going to do? Am I going to go to New York Fashion Week? Am I going to go to London Fashion Week? Because now you have resources. But you have resources and you have knowledge as well. You have knowledge of your business. So yazi ukuthi yiziphi izinto ozipresayo ku business yakho that actually work. Kanti ekuqaleni you're still shooting, you know, you're still like trying this, you're trying that, you lose some money, you make some money. But can you imagine losing money and making money, uqale 10 million versus uqale 1,000? Ukhala different, mase sekunjalo. So it's very, very important. And I heard earlier on mention ukuthi, yo, you must embrace the challenges, hey? Embrace them, but just don't give up. If someone says to you, no, Mina, I can't help you, say thank you. Say thank you. Because one day when you look back, you're going to say, in fact, ngiyabonga ukuthi awuzange ungincede, because if you had, this would have been a different path. One day you're going to turn around and you're going to say, yeah, you know what, Jabu? You know that time when I DM'd you and I wanted to ask you this and you didn't make time for me? It's fine. It's fine. Because then it forced me to go online, and when I went online, I found this that led me to this, that led me to this, and now what I thought I wanted from you has actually evolved, because now I have new information. I'm here and I'm telling you, and that's why I'm saying I'm passionate about being here in Vosloorus, because when I look at you, I see me. I grew up here. I had best friends la. Ngangifunda eDinwidi High School, if anyone has ever been there. Ngangifunda eDinwidi. Ibhasi lami lalidlula la. This is my home. I don't come from a fancy school. Angina network. There was no one that mangphuma to know. Just call someone. Ubaba ke uyisi-CEO ya kuphi kuphi. I didn't have that. And I'm standing here today and I'm telling you that I'm building something that when I talk to my kids, when I say to them, can you see what is happening? They are excited. My daughter in business studies, she's in grade 8. In business studies, she's having the time of her life because she comes home and she has a conversation with me. And she talks about production and she sees it. She talks about warehousing, things that I never had. But you know what I had? I had a mom who wayethengisa amapaloni. I had a mom who wayethengisa, she used to buy chickens and then azicuthe, and she'd make all of us do it, and I'd study during that time because I hated it. But she taught me that entrepreneurship has always been a part of our community. Tina. We just didn't know it was entrepreneurship. Tina Giti, it was just making ends meet. Abakoko bebathengisa some ice. Like we've always had it. Now we must just take the same principles. Take the same principles and then use the fancy and big words and say, okay, how does that live with Lending Yenza mind? And think bigger. You know, guys, when I went to Switzerland, I was shocked. There was a lady who got the atengisa ama beads. Ama beads was a China mall. Now you're like, I mean, was Switzerland, guys. They were paying 40 Swiss franc for ama beads, ne? So 40 Swiss franc is almost 650. For Indo, I went to that lady and I said to her, seriously, this is what you're selling? I said, and she sold out. In fact, she was the only one who sold out of all of us, because they love African attire. This, to them, is amazing. The thought of, you've got African print on Jimwe. This thing is made in Africa. So remember, we get compared to Asia, ne? So because I don't print this in Asia, they're willing to pay a premium. And when I say premium, guys, yabona amadugu was a China mall. About those relaxed. 175 Swiss franc. That's 2,800. For idugu nerogo. So I am telling you that the world is looking at Africa. They are looking. And there are so many things that they love about us. If we were to just stop and look at ourselves and look at what we have. Slaliskala City, our ancestors left us nothing. No, they left us a whole lot. They left us this, guys. We are rich. We are rich. So I am hoping, Uguti, if there is anything, I mean, that's why I gave you guys my story, Mang Figane. If bengakhulumi la namhlanje, I would have probably sat in my car and cried because my bumper is fucked now. But I was like, and go and share your story. So I am telling you, Uguti, if there is anything that I would like for you to get out from me, is everything that you are working on. Look at the brands that you admire. Look at them. and ask yourself, what are they doing? Abu Louis Vuitton, there was that one man who decided there Guma World War Tonton ukuthi yena ufuna ukwenza ama suitcase. Ilegacy yakhe isasekhona namhlanje. We mustn't just think of like right now, okay, ngiyahlanganisa le ngiyenzani. We've done that for generations. Now let's take it to the next level. Abogogo wethu bathengisa ama-ice. We're not doing that. In fact, iphelele lapho indaba yama-ice. It's okay, it was just extra money so that sikwazi ukuthenga isinkwa. But we need to think bigger than that now. It must be bigger than month end mele ngihlanganise lena le. It must be long term. Mele nathi sikwazi ukuthi abantwana bethu mabaqeda ukufunda. Oh no, I'm calling Auntie Jabu so that you can go and work kule factory yakhe over the holidays. We don't have those benefits, Tina. Spalama CV, stigers retrieve, sometimes I buoy, you know. Our kids cannot go through the same thing. I say, yes, when I did this, I didn't have a network. But I don't want my child to not have a network. I wanted to start level le mina engaqalanga kuyo. Bengibheka manje umntana weka Estée Lauder, she's from that family, the beautiful Estée Lauder that we love. 3.3 billion. That's her wealth, her net worth. If you just Google her, that's what she's worth. And that is from a legacy, Yagubo. We need to start doing things like that. And we are all smart, eh? Like the room, I'm looking here, we can do this. In business, it mustn't be just you alone. You must be able to build something that can bring in other people. And once you bring them in, teach them. And be okay when they leave. Like Sakala, Sigo Republic, but ngizomqasha usibanibani, ngimfundise ini bese uyahamba ayoqala fashion brand yakhe. So, what's the problem? Nike, Adidas, Fila, Reebok, I can go on. They all exist. Futhi, I like the fact that Adidas no Puma because they are brothers. Thina ngabe siyenzeni? Ngivuke ekuseni usisi wami sekayenza igym naye. Asahamba my family functions together. Because how dare she, yeah? She worked with me in my factory. Now she is using my factory. Like, guys, we need to get out of that. We need to get out of the mindset, yes, scarcity. This thing of there's a pie and then share, that's not true. There's a flowing river. If we think like that, it's a flowing river. It doesn't matter how much you take and how much you take and how much. There is enough for everyone. There are 8 billion humans in the world. 8 billion. And when ufuna ukubasevisa uyi-1. Wena uyi-1. If umntana yini athi, oh yazi ngiyabona le business yakho ye-gym wear ukuthi hayi ngathi iyahamba. Now I think ngifuna ukwenza something. Angithi nayo ne-creativity yakhe. Mhlawumbe she doesn't even like the prints. Mhlawumbe ufuna ukwenza i-gym wear in a different way. And it's okay. No, go to that factory. Go here. Because why do you want to be successful alone? What's the point? Yogiyagini, work phela, drive your Range Rover, work phela, hlala isentini. What's the point? So guys, let's collaborate. Let's work together. Let's learn. Let's push. Akukho lula. But trust me, you have everything that you need. I am here, I can relate to you, I can speak to you guys freely. Mhlambe mangeke kwenye indawo, other people can be like, oh well, but when I'm mhlambe first loras be good different. No, you guys know. You know. What you're going through, that was my life. That's it. So if I'm here, you can be here too. I don't know how much time I have. I can talk forever.
Thank you. Nasiabo. Thank you for the sacrifice you made to come and be with us today. And thank you for sharing your journey. I do know for sure that it's inspired someone to dream bigger. I run a lot. So I do about 40 Ks every week. And I said, yo, man, because I'm running a lot and I'm conscious like branding. I'm like, hey, Bulelani, listen, I mean, I'm looking for a brand to wear, you know. And he said, you're the go-to.
I am definitely the go-to.
You're the go-to. So yeah, I will be wearing your brand soon.
Yes. You see, if anything, now I've got a new customer.
So great. We're going to do a quick question and answer session, and then we will bring on the exhibitors. There was a point, and this is for all entrepreneurs, I mean, where you just feel like, yaza klangani, man, you know? Like, I'm trying, I'm knocking, I'm bashing my head. And I think we all go through that, where you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like doing anything. But you know that there are things that you still need to do. Did you go through that, and how did you overcome that? What would be your advice to entrepreneurs in the room?
Okay, so I mentioned earlier, Uguti, the product is locally made. It's very easy to go to China with your designs. They make the products for you cheap. You come here, you sell, you are done. The route I took was very difficult. The manufacturing industry is very closed in SA. Unokufika factory, you know they make gymwear, and they ask you how did you find us? And you're like, does it matter? No, how did you find us? There were times when I felt like, okay, as in, maybe this dream is actually not going to happen. But for me, what kept me going was having a group of people that I shared my dream and my vision with. And you can pick them. It can be your mother, it can be a good friend, it can be. But people that, when you are really feeling like your back is against the wall, they must remind you why you started. They must remind you why you are doing what you're doing. My daughter is 14 this year. She's one of my people. I told her, when she's done, she's got a Nike in Wakanda that she's going to inherit. So when I'm struggling and I'm thinking like, yo, then I'm like, what am I going to tell that girl? Yeah, all the times that I missed dinner or this, that, I guess you've already made the sacrifices. You've already started. And then I'm going to tell her, ish, Nana, it got hard. So I decided to stop. And then I'm fixing my CV. But I'll teach you how to write a good CV so that Peter Retief doesn't put it in the bin. I can't. Yabo? So for me, that's the one thing that I did. I just got a few people that I know. Uguti, once I've shared this with them, they'll keep me honest because it is going to get tough. Because if it was easy, we'd all be doing it, ain't it? It is going to get tough. So I don't want to sell you a dream. I don't want to sell you a lie. It is going to be tough. But if you read or you listen to anybody's story, guys, who has made it, they went through their own things. Did anybody watch a documentary about Kanye West? Guys, come on. Yeah, like, but you're Kanye West. You're Kanye West. People didn't take you seriously. And they didn't. So now why do you want to be special? What do you think? Would you just walk in NEF and just be like, guys, I'm Nike in Wakanda, give me money. People are like, please girl, sit down. Because also remember, people can't give you what they don't have. If I come to you and I'm presenting Nike in Wakanda, and I'm telling you I'm from Fosloras, my dad is not a billionaire, but no, this is what I'm gonna do. And you look at me and you're like, you're like, this doesn't even sound possible. Because if you don't believe, Uguti, first of all, it's possible for a girl coming from a township to take on Nike, and you are the funding it, when skin lago, and you're thinking that's not even possible. What are you gonna do with that idea? You're gonna toss it, because you're like, I'm not gonna fund this. This is ridiculous. Doesn't even make sense. Does that mean now I must stop chasing my dream because when you don't see it coming through? No. No. And you're gonna get that, guys. You're gonna speak to someone, Uti, this is what I'm doing. And then they're gonna be like, please. And they just calculate, no, it's not possible. So you have to be your first cheerleader. Believe in your dream, guys. It's there for a reason. Find every way to get it. Someone spoke earlier about SAB Kickstart. Find all these accelerators. There are so many corporates that are helping businesses right now. So many. So many. They give you grants, they give you business support, and you network. Don't just in your little corner and just think business yako iphelelala. Don't. Learn how to pitch, learn how to sell. Once you speak to someone and you say, so, and you can see good time, man. As that point didn't land, because you can see when someone just doesn't get what you're saying. Ne? Go back and say, okay, how else can I say this? As soon as I started saying Nike in Wakanda, then people were like, oh, because at first they're like, in the gym wear an African print. I'm like, yeah, why? Like, how? Why not, you know? So that story, it doesn't mean if you've picked this story and it's not delivering for you, you can change it. You can change it, tweak, and say, okay, clearly the way I'm not explaining it properly. And then look at other people. Listen to them. Listen, and then you're like, oh, yes, who are gifted with words. But you're like, is this guy talking about water? Actually, then you're like, okay, I keep you're like, what? Learn from those people. Because everyone wants a story now. But if you can't sell your thing to me, how am I going to buy into it? And if I don't buy into it, then you are on your own.
Nike in Wakanda. Did I say it properly?
Yes.
Wakanda. Fantastic. Questions? Opening up your. Utain. What did you say? Oh, we've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We're going to take 3 now. Then can I see the other hands where they are? 1, 2. Okay, so we've got 5. Name, shoot straight to the question, please. Thank you.
Hi, my sister. Hello. Hello from Morgate. Just 2 questions, can I? Why did you choose the option of manufacturing locally versus the routine of going to China? And why specifically did you go to Switzerland, and how the heck did you get there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. I'm kidding. Okay, 1, we have a serious employment issue in South Africa. We don't have a talent issue. We have an employment issue. If you look at a lot of factories that have closed, if you go to KZN, go to Cape Town, the talent and skill is there. It did not sit well with me to disregard that and go straight. Yes, because it's easier to go to China. It serves me. It's cheaper to go to China. It serves me. But that's not what I wanted. I wanted my brand to have abo mama, abahleli eDurban, abakwaziyo ukuthunga, that I can say ukuthi they made and they stitched this product. It was one of the values that I wanted for my business. I've had people come in and say they want to invest, and then they go, ish, but it costs so much because manufacturing locally is costly. Why don't you just go to China, then I'll invest? And then I'm like, no. Then I would rather not take your investment. Because in the long term, I can see how growing Sigo Republic can actually help people that I can see. Like, I don't know, lapha China, kutsabobani, abasebenzayo, you know, there was a time they were busy with child labor, whatever it is that happens there. But I wanted to have people that look like me, that I can see, that I know are talented, and I wanted to give them that chance. And then 2, Switzerland. So everything is incremental in it. Remember I said there's no 0 to 120. Yonke into is a step by step. And you can go from this platform, uye kwenye, and it opens up opportunities. And I take all opportunities, by the way. That's why nanamhlanje ngichasi imoto ngiyenzani. I don't back away because I believe ukuthi there's a reason why God has given me this channel. So everything, mangfika lana, I might walk out and someone else says, oh, actually, I really liked Sigo Republic. Ngicela next week uze kuphi kuphi. And I'll go. Because I believe there's a reason for it. And that's how Switzerland happened. I happened to find myself in a space where there was a lady that runs Africa Fashion Week in Switzerland. She saw Izinto Zesiko, and she was like, this will do so well in my market. We were there last year, November. I just came back now in May. I'm going back again in September. So take opportunities that come, and don't be shy ngebrand yakho. If your friends don't buy your product, if your family doesn't buy your product, don't cry. They are usually the last people anyway to come in. They are the last. Trust what you have. And Masaso Hambe Switzerland, the same friends that didn't buy, that were running everywhere with Nike, now they see it, then they go, that's my friend. That's my friend's tights. Now they wear them. But if you didn't push your dream because bomele bona, you wouldn't actually get anywhere. So take opportunities, take them, take them, take them.
So, hi, my sister.
Hello.
I think your story is pretty amazing. So, my question is, as an entrepreneur, right? And when you're starting something, how did you keep yourself grounded? Because the thing is, you're an entrepreneur and you have a business, you always have these popping ideas, even when you're sleeping at night. You go, okay, I should change this, I should change that. And how did you keep yourself grounded? Because usually you have to present your product to the market and wait for the market to actually adapt to it. How do you stop yourself from changing the product too much that people can't even grasp whatever you're presenting, because the next week you've changed it and the next week you've changed it because of all these ideas that keep popping in your head?
Okay. So 1, always have a notebook, ne? Always keep all your ideas, even if they sound crazy. And having lots of ideas doesn't mean you have to act on all of them every time. Just note them. If I show you how many notebooks I have, and because I'm a creative, sometimes I write a certain way, but I know with whatever came to me, it's there. One day when I'm sitting and I'm like, I'm bored, I go to the old ones, you don't know. That idea might now be relevant, and maybe it wasn't relevant then, so don't lose your ideas. Grounding yourself. I launched, so as a fashion brand, I didn't study fashion, 1. I've always loved fashion, but I'm a computer science graduate. Ekaya, it's maths, science, and accounting. So when I said I want to do fashion, my mom was like, Ganjan, no. But it's always been something that I've had and I've loved. I explained that I've worked in corporate, I've worked in marketing, so I understood building brands, I understand the grounding, right? So when I came in, I have a different stance on how I treat my product. Fashion is very like this. There's a new collection, sengena enye, sengena enye, sengena enye. But when I looked at brands like Louis Vuitton, Bana Petine one, they've been selling it for years. And they're still making a lot of money just from that. Maui Bega, Louis Vuitton, I will be confused with what brand is this. So I said to myself, if they can do it, I can do it too. I have a signature print, so this is new actually. I haven't even launched it. If you go to our website, it's not even there. There's a print that we launched that I call the Queen Nandi print. For 3 years, I kept that print. Because I want noma ivela ku Gomora. I want noma ngapalanga ukuthi Sigo. People know that Sigo Republic. And then, you know, because Gomora has our products. We did Big Brother. People were messaging me. We just saw Sigo. Because I gave them time to get used to the pattern. I gave them time. In the beginning, it's not easy because abantu bayazi, and there's this misconception. Ukuthi mase so CEO, I need to, you're running a business, you're gonna have money, you're gonna have a fancy car, and then you're like, ish, I'm not taking tides this month, and I have to pay bills. And then you start to feel like you need to bring in other things. Just be very careful of that. Be very, very careful. It's gonna be painful, but it will pay off. It will pay off. Take your time with your product. Listen. Ask people, okay? And that's why I say don't spend your time on friends and family. Not because they don't love you, but because they have you and the product as one thing. When they give you feedback, nawe bakufake phakathi. And when you're like, you know, yes, I was a party person 2 years ago. When they're telling you that the thing is not going to work, they're not looking at the product alone. But big product now, and they know you. And when you're talking to a stranger, you're just saying, do you think this bucket head is cool? Okay, yes, now, but they'll put a little bit of the 5 minutes that they've seen of you, but they are mainly just judging if they would wear this legging or not. And they'll tell you, no, I mean, I wouldn't wear it because I don't like this. And then you go, okay, thanks. That's a little focus group. And you go and you fix that. So please just ask yourself, why are you wanting to go to the other ideas? And usually it's financial because we have to make ends meet. But trust me, the hardship will pass. It will pass.
Okay. Let me stand up. Oh. Ngicela ukuphakama ne ukuthi uzongibona kahle. Igama ulindo kuhle ne. When you say gym wear, it's tight, everything bra and all. I have a request ne. I'm very uncomfortable about going to the gym because of this thing. I've got, you see most of my bust area.
Yes.
Every time I go gym wear shopping, I can't find a bra that sustains my bust properly because njalo mangithi ngizoskipha mele ngiqale ngithi.
Yeah, ngifaka ama-bra 5.
Yeah, mele ngifaka ama-bra amaningi and it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a request to say, do you do bras that cater for us as nama busts, or is it the same line like everybody else?
Yeah. Okay, so when I started Isigone, I love exercising, but I can't run. I can't do 40 kilometers a week. I want to go to the gym, I step, I do spinning, and I realized, Guti, there is a certain body type that is catered for, especially for women, when it comes to gym wear. And again, because you don't want to be always complaining to someone who is catering for themselves, I said, Isigo Republic is for the African body. And the fact that our shape is different, you know. I've got big